Hello. The purpose of this presentation is to describe Gagne's Conditions of Learning instructional design model. We will discuss the history, lessons created based on the model steps, and how I plan to use this teaching model. Let's discuss the history of Gagne's Conditions of Learning. While working as a pilot trainer in the Army Air Corps, Gagne performed several studies to explain good instruction. His most recognized text, The Conditions of Learning, described how different classes of learning objectives relate to specific instructional designs. You can see here that Gagne's theory of instruction is composed of the taxonomy of learning outcomes, conditions of learning, and the 9 events of instruction. These events are the focus of this model and those that I will discuss in the lessons in this presentation. Lesson 1 is based on teaching students the Kidspiration software program. Here, you can see a lesson designed to teach the Kidspiration software program that uses the 9 events of instruction. The teacher gains the attention of students by telling learners how the software has been used in the classroom. Next, she tells the students the learning objective. Third, prior knowledge is stimulated by associating a similar software the students have experience with. The teacher goes on to present a tutorial as a stimulus, guiding the instructors with a demonstration, a listening performance by allowing students to demonstrate, and providing feedback as the students work with the software. In the final stages of the lesson, the teacher assigns an activity, checks the student work, allows the students to use the software independently, and encourages the students to serve as tutors to peers who are unfamiliar with the software. Another lesson where this model was used is on the topic of psychomotor skills. In this lesson, students are presented with a case and images to gain their attention. Next, the objective is stated. Third, students' prior knowledge is activated as they discuss previous observations and experiences. The lesson continues to stimulate students with an outline of the procedure, providing a tour of the required equipment and a procedure demonstration, a listening performance by allowing students to perform the procedure under direct supervision, and providing feedback during the student performance. The final stages of the lesson include allowing students to perform the procedure independently and allowing the learner to practice several times in order for retention and transfer to take place. The steps in Gagne's model include gaining attention, informing learners of the objective, presenting the stimulus, providing learning guidance, eliciting performance, providing feedback, assessing performance, and enhancing retention and transfer. I believe this model is what I use daily for instruction, although I call it the gradual release of responsibility. An example of me teaching with this model would be my Canva infographic lesson, where I begin by gaining students' attention with an infographic I have created. I then state the learning objective and have students identify and describe the verbs and nouns. To stimulate prior knowledge, I allow students to discuss the similarities and differences between the Canva and the Word interface. And the Canva interface includes a File tab. It also includes Undo and Redo. It includes Help, and it includes text and elements such as pictures and shapes, as does the Word interface. Also, the Word interface includes the Zoom in and out tool. A stimulus is presented in the form of a step-by-step video tutorial on creating an infographic using Canva.
Hello, the purpose of this video is to show you how to complete the Be On Time assignment. You're going to begin by logging into Canva.
To guide students, I demonstrate several Canva tools in the video. As students work, I elicit performance from students based on student questions. For example, a student may ask, "How do I add text?" I will find a student who has added text and ask them to demonstrate on the active board. As students demonstrate and work, I provide feedback on their use of tools and ways to enhance their work with tools they have not explored. To assess student performance, I ask students to submit the infographic when the first steps are complete, then check the work to ensure students have mastered the tools before they move forward. Retention and transfer of knowledge take place as students continue to use the tools to complete the remaining steps of the infographic, and master infographers are identified to provide peer tutoring. Thank you for viewing my Conditions of Learning presentation, and a special thanks to my sources.